Y'all ready to learn something? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, my little corner of the internet. What's up, you guys? That's not what I call y'all. What's up, moes? That's what I'm going to say. Welcome back to my corner of the internet. Today we will be discussing, drumroll please, wealth inequality. Yes, very much so. So I hope you guys got pen and paper. Let me put my glasses because class is in session. All right, we're going to learn something today. I want to start off, and if you see me looking over here, I have my laptop with my notes. So yeah, no glasses. I saw a lot of going viral on Twitter, and I was just like kind of upset because it was a lot of opinions, not a lot of facts, and that's how things get, you know, blown out of proportion, misconstrued. And after Donald Trump, I'm not trying to be confused at all about nothing ever again. Confusion does not live here. I do not know her. Okay? Okay. Fake news? None of that. We don't do that. Good. Alright, so first I want to say there's a lot of factors that go into the issue, such as, you know, systematic racism. We have politics, economics, yada yada yada. A whole lot of that I don't really have time to get into today because I don't want to bore y'all. I'm just going to give you, you know, the need to know. So I thought I'd make it easy, break it down to the who, what, where, when, why, and how. Now, they're not going to be in order because that don't really make sense, but I just want to, you know, try to make the information as easy to digest as possible. Disclaimer. Before we get started, I really want to say that I did do my due diligence. I did conduct a lot of research for this, but I will say facts can be misconstrued. I could have interpreted something wrong. So I'm not one to ever, you know, send out misinformation, but if something's incorrect, let me know so I can fix it and address it. All right, but don't beat me up, okay? I'm only human. I try my best, but yeah. That being said, let's get into it. So, first question would be where? Where is wealth inequality exist? Where does it exist? Wealth inequality is a worldwide issue, but specifically for today's video, we're just gonna niche down to America because, you know, I'm American. I'm talking about America, where I live at. So yeah, we talked about America today. Let's move on to the what. What is it? So let's break it down. We have wealth and then we have inequality. What is wealth? Wealth is defined as an abundance of possessions that have like a monetary value. So an example of that would be your investments, real estate, if you have any cars, any cash, etc., etc. Inequality, pretty self-explanatory. It just means that things are not equal. So if we're putting it together, wealth inequality, unequal amounts of money floating around, pretty much is what it is. When we talk about abundance of valuable possessions, those would be called assets. So assets are things that you have, that you own, that contribute to wealth. And I also want to point out that there is such thing as negative wealth. I want to bring that to you guys' attention because that will be important later. Negative wealth is when your debt outweighs the amount of assets that you have. Newsflash. A lot of people in America have negative wealth. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. In layman's terms, long story short, wealth inequality is just the widening gap between the rich and the poor. Point blank period. Plain and simple. let's talk about when. Now, this is the important part. Because I feel like in order to address the when, we have to throw it way, way, way back. Like 100 or some years ago, okay? So, there was a thing called the Great Depression. I'm sure we're all familiar with that. If you're not, then somebody's taxpayers' dollars are going to waste. And huge recession, you know, it took the economy years to recover. When I say years, we're talking years. People were out of work, people were poor, the economy tanked, the New York Stock Exchange crashed. People were in line for bread and they were eating ketchup soup. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't built for no ketchup soup. I'm sorry. Okay, I know some people are gonna feel a type of way. You know, dudes be like,
damn, when I was coming up, I ain't had no water, not one pair of sock, not one shoe, no food, no house.
And I just be like, okay. People were struggling. I mean, pretty similar to how people are struggling now due to COVID. Now that y'all know, let's fast forward a little bit to when Ronald Reagan was president. So Ronald Reagan seemed to be like a pretty good dude. On Twitter, there's a lot of people who are not for minimum wage being higher. They feel like unskilled workers don't deserve to make more pay, yada, yada, yada. It's time for a lesson. At the time, minimum wage was not for young people or, you know, people who were classified as unskilled workers. Minimum wage was created to create, you know, a decent standard of living for regular folks who, you know, weren't in the top earners, because at the end of the day, rich or poor, people deserve to have a decent life. Like, nobody deserves to fucking struggle their entire life, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I just want to put that out there, because a lot of people are like, no, we shouldn't be raising minimum wage. They need to go to school and get better jobs. I'm like, Negro, you sound stupid. Like, real stupid. So moving on a little bit later, around the 2000s, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the dot-com bubble. I'll leave a link down below if anybody's interested on conducting their own research. That was another mini recession that happened around the 2000s, and I'm just putting that in there so y'all can see that, like, over time, the economy has had its ups and downs. So let's fast forward 6 more years. 2007. I know y'all know what I'm talking about, because once I got older, that's like all the financial people would never shut up about it. Mind you, in 2007, I was 8 years old. So of course I didn't know that it was a damn recession. And I'm thinking back now, like, was we eating ketchup soup? We wasn't eating no ketchup soup. Like, so clearly it wasn't as bad as the Great Depression, but it was still a recession. The reason for this recession is the real estate market crashed. So, you know, the value of people's homes went down. During this time, you know, it was OC. Unemployment was, I think, about 10%. People were depressed. I mean, household income shrunk by almost $10 trillion. So, I mean, that's telling you how much money people were losing. It took until 2015 for United States median income to reach pre-recession level. That leads me to our next question, which is the how. And that's, how did inequality get so bad? During that recession of 2007, upper middle class and, you know, the top 1%, Forbes 400 or whatever, the rich people, most of their wealth did not come from real estate. The middle class and lower middle class, who the only wealth that they really have is in their homes and equity. But when the real estate market crashed and, you know, now their home has no value, you see what I'm saying? Like, their wealth dropped. And On the other hand, you have rich people who have investments that may have been in real estate, but they have more investments in other things. So that recession didn't hurt them as much. So as the middle class is, you know, trying to recover, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks. It really does suck, but when you think about it, it makes sense because they were, I don't want to say better prepared, because, you know, when you say that, people be like, oh, yeah. Look, we're not getting into all that today. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, they had the resources and they were prepared for when some went down. It wasn't going down with it. That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, so now I'm gonna just give y'all a couple numbers. I'm gonna read them from my laptop. And I'll also place them on the screen just in case. But from 1983 to 2001, the lower class saw a 67% increase in wealth, from $12,000 to $20,000 worth of wealth, or worth of assets. The middle class saw a 42% increase in wealth. It was originally $102,000 worth of assets, and now it was, at that point, it was up to $144,000 worth of assets. However, the upper class, they saw an increase of 85% from 1983 to 2001. Jumped from $344,000 worth of assets to $636,000 worth of assets. That's nuts. I think that the recession really gave the upper class a leg up. So I do think that that's one of the largest contributing factors to, you know, the continuously growing gap between the rich and the poor. But I do want to be one to say that I also do think that it's a lack of financial literacy when it comes to the middle and lower class. So now we're fast forwarding more, and we're in the present, or I don't even want to say the present. Let's go back a year. March 2020.
Really, nigga?
2020. March 2020. COVID. To put things in perspective, according to Forbes 400, the top 400 earners in America are worth $3.2 trillion. To make it even worse, now that we're finally caught up to the present, or last year, during COVID, let's talk about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is now the richest man in the world. It's no longer Jeff Bezos, it's Elon. During the pandemic, Elon himself saw a 242% increase in his wealth. Jeff made $65 billion during the pandemonium. $65 billion, while the rest of us struggled, while we fought unemployment. This dude made $65 billion. Mark Zuckerberg. I don't like how you did my man's Boosie, okay? But Mark Zuckerberg, he made $46 billion. I'm frustrated. That's a lot of money, y'all. That's a lot of money. That's crazy. You don't need all that money. Also, side note, I would like to point out, all these little celebrities that be, you know, donating to COVID, when you really sit down and do the math on it, they're not donating. I read an article that said Jeff Bezos' COVID donation would be the equivalent of somebody in the middle or lower class donating $85. Like that makes me not want to order from Amazon no more. It's just really the same day shipping for me. Come on, Walmart, you step your game up. Because I mean, Jeff, you can rot in hell. Because you got rich off the struggle of the American people. He should have donated all $65 billion to COVID relief. It ain't like he needed it. That brings us to who? Who is this affecting? Well, it ain't affecting cis white men. I'm just playing. It's probably affecting some of them, but not too many. Minorities, African Americans, people of color, women. Yeah. Us. And honestly, that really leads me to my next question. Why should you care? Like, I'm sick and tired of this whole narrative that, like, oh, I don't have to participate in politics because it does nothing for me. But then you get on Twitter and complain that your job don't pay you enough. How about you go out and vote? How about you do that? Unless you're in the top 1% of earners, you better care. These people are getting rich at the expense of our mental health and well-being. That's an issue, okay? People be so pressed to be like, oh, I got 2 jobs. I work so hard. You think that man give about your 2 jobs? You think he won't replace you in an instant? Okay? Like, I need my people to work smarter and not harder. I'm going to work smart, period. And I'm going to educate myself on financial literacy, period. So that I'm not poor, period. And so that I don't have to break my back at 4 jobs just to pay my bills and feed my family, period. It's a mindset. Get out of that poor mindset, y'all. Like, so many people just be like, it is what it is. You grind. You do what you gotta do. Y'all gonna be grinding for the rest of y'all lives. Is that what you want? Is that the kind of life that you want for your kids? Parents never home because they always at work. You can't travel nowhere because you can't get off work. That's musty. That's not an enjoyable life. Not to me anyways. I mean, but the next question, like, what can we do about it? I think, honestly, right now, I don't see anything changing anytime soon. I do think we might see some change while I'm still alive, hopefully. But y'all gotta think about it. There's so many things wrong with America, and we're not all going to agree on what comes first. So if you're waiting on the government to close that gap, you're going to be waiting a pretty long time. I say this because my suggestions to deal with wealth inequality is put money in your pocket and keep it there. Okay? My black folks, I'm talking to you. You only making 30K, 35K. You do not have the money to be out here spending the way you do. Eating out every night. Buying all this damn weed. Buying all these bottles. Designer. How the you living in your mama crib? And you rocking designer? How the you got a 2020 car but don't own no property? But it's the government's fault, right? Partly it is, but it's partly your fault because you think that you're supposed to do whatever you want to do with your money and then go cry to the government and they're just going to give you more. No. I'm going to do a video on financial literacy, what I know about it for right now. Okay? I'm not an expert by far, anything like that at all. I just do a little bit of investing and do a little bit of side hustling, and I do a lot of research and a lot of information soaking up. I'm abhorring my people. 1, subscribe to my channel and join the journey, okay? We're creating stability not just financial, but you know, mental, you know, relationship stability, all that, well-roundedness. But also get out of the habit of being comfortable with being ignorant. I feel like it's 2021. That's no longer acceptable. I'm turning my nose up, y'all. Like, let's take pride in being educated. But yeah, if you learned anything new from this video, or if you feel like you would be interested in more content like this, definitely give me a like, give me a subscribe, leave your comments down below. Let me know what else you would like to see. I hope this video makes sense. We'll see when I edit it. Like I said, links will be down below. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning into Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I always say, be safe. Y'all should be wearing 2 masks now. Okay? I want to go somewhere for my birthday. So can we wear our masks and stay home? Please, 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 please. But yeah, be safe. Stay cute. You look good as You're beautiful as Be beautiful. Inside and out. Be kind. Be nice. Spread love. Spread information. That's correct. No fake news. Love y'all. Peace. The growth, or what the fuck am I trying to say?